In the bustling heart of Lagos, a young man named Adetayo was the envy of all. At 27, he had achieved what most could only dream of. His mansion stood as a fortress of opulence, guarded by towering gates. He drove sleek cars that roared down the streets, leaving awestruck onlookers in his wake. His style was impeccable, and his generosity seemed endless. He donated to charities, funded scholarships, and hosted grand parties for the less fortunate. But for all his outward charm, there was an air of mystery surrounding Adetayo. No one knew the source of his wealth. Rumors swirled like harmattan dust. Some said he inherited a fortune. Others whispered of shady dealings. Whatever the truth, no one dared question him directly. Among those who envied Adetayo was Ibrahim, a mechanic in his late 20s. Ibrahim had grown up with Adetayo in the same village, watching him transform from a shy boy to a magnetic figure of influence. While Ibrahim struggled to make ends meet, Adetayo seemed to swim effortlessly in the lap of luxury. One day, Ibrahim was called to repair Adetayo's sports car. The sleek vehicle glistened like liquid fire in the sun. As Ibrahim worked, Adetayo appeared, offering a warm smile and a bottle of water. "Thank you, Ibrahim. I trust you'll fix it perfectly," Adetayo said, his voice smooth as velvet. Ibrahim forced a smile, hiding his growing resentment. "Of course, Tayo. You can count on me." As Ibrahim adjusted the engine, his hand brushed against a small, sealed envelope wedged in a hidden compartment. Curiosity prickled his mind. Was this the clue everyone sought about Adetayo's wealth? But he resisted. He would not stoop to prying. Yet the seed of doubt had been planted. Weeks turned into months, and Adetayo's influence only grew. He was invited to high-profile events, befriended politicians, and even hinted at a future in leadership. People idolized him, calling him a beacon of hope for the younger generation. Yet, Ibrahim couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. At night, he replayed the strange envelope in his mind. He had seen Adetayo once as a boy, barefoot and unsure of himself, struggling to sell groundnuts by the roadside. How had he risen so quickly? One fateful evening, Ibrahim attended a community meeting where Adetayo was the guest speaker. The room was filled with applause as Adetayo spoke passionately about lifting others from poverty. But as Ibrahim watched, he noticed something peculiar. Adetayo's hand trembled slightly, and his eyes darted nervously. It was a fleeting moment, but Ibrahim caught it. After the meeting, Ibrahim approached a journalist named Amaka, known for her investigative prowess. "Amaka, I need your help," he began cautiously. Amaka raised an eyebrow. "Help with what?" "I think Adetayo is hiding something. I don't know what, but I feel it's big." Amaka chuckled. "Join the club. Everyone thinks he's too good to be true, but no one has proof." "Maybe we can find some," Ibrahim said, his voice low. "I once found an envelope in his car. It might lead somewhere." Amaka leaned forward, intrigued. "Let's dig." Over the next few weeks, Amaka and Ibrahim quietly followed Adetayo's trail. They discovered a pattern. Each month, Adetayo visited a remote village deep in Ogun State, staying overnight in a secluded lodge. He always traveled alone and told no one of his visits. Amaka managed to bribe a lodge worker for information. "He's polite but secretive," the worker said. "Always carries a black suitcase. Never lets anyone touch it." This revelation sent chills down Ibrahim's spine. What was in the suitcase? One stormy night, Ibrahim and Amaka decided to follow Adetayo to the lodge. Under the cover of darkness, they parked a distance away and crept closer. The lodge was eerily quiet, save for the rustle of trees and distant thunder. Through a cracked window, they saw Adetayo kneeling before a small altar, chanting words in an ancient dialect. Before him lay the black suitcase, now open. Inside were photographs of people, some familiar faces from their community. Atop the photos were strange symbols drawn in blood. Amaka gasped softly, her hand flying to her mouth. Ibrahim's heart raced. "What is this?" he whispered. But before they could retreat, Adetayo's head snapped up. His eyes met theirs through the window. Adetayo emerged from the lodge, his face devoid of its usual warmth. "Ibrahim, Amaka, why are you here? We should be asking you that." Amaka shot back, her voice trembling. "What are you doing in there?" Adetayo's lips curled into a bitter smile. "You wouldn't understand. People like you only see what you want to see." "Then help us understand," Ibrahim demanded. "How did you get all this wealth, Tayo? What are you hiding?" Adetayo sighed deeply, his confident facade crumbling. "You think wealth comes easily? You think success is without sacrifice." Adetayo confessed that years ago, desperate to escape poverty, he had sought the help of a powerful occultist. The occultist granted him unimaginable wealth, but at a terrible cost. Every month, he had to offer a piece of someone's essence, memories, talents, or even their health. The photographs in the suitcase were of his victims, people whose lives he had silently drained to fuel his own. "I didn't want this," Adetayo said, tears streaming down his face. "But once you're in, there's no way out." Amaka and Ibrahim were horrified. "You've been stealing people's lives," Amaka said, her voice shaking. "How can you justify this?" "I had no choice," Adetayo cried. "I was tired of being nothing, of watching others suffer. I thought I could do good with the wealth, but the cost is too great." Before they could decide what to do, a chilling laugh echoed through the air. The occultist appeared, his form shadowy and menacing. "You've broken the rules, Adetayo," he sneered. "You've revealed the secret." Adetayo fell to his knees. "Please, give me another chance." But the occultist was merciless. With a snap of his fingers, Adetayo's body began to wither, his wealth dissolving into dust. The mansion, the cars, the fame, all vanished in an instant. As Adetayo lay dying, he whispered to Ibrahim and Amaka, "Tell my story. Let others know that shortcuts come with a price." Ibrahim and Amaka returned home, forever changed. They shared Adetayo's story, warning others against the dangers of envy and the lure of quick riches. The community mourned Adetayo, not just for the man he was, but for the man he could have been. In the end, Adetayo's fall became a powerful lesson. True success is built on honesty, perseverance, and integrity. Anything less comes at a cost too high to bear.